What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 17th episode of the Jake and Kevin Show.
I have a plethora of knowledge.
I don't think so.
Drake?
Jake, hit him with that freestyle.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Drake?
You're not listening hard enough.
Listen,
You realize you're still in the dream.
I know. So, if you're a video consumer, you can see, only one person on video. If you're an audio consumer, maybe you're like, maybe Jake's hiding, maybe Jake's waiting. He isn't. Yeah, unfortunately, Jake is not in this episode. It stinks. Yeah, the last two episodes didn't do very well, the two solo ones. I got some numbers back from the people. They said it's just not a good dynamic, just Kevin. They said there was like a lot of weird emotion, weird energy. I really try to come back with that old Jake and Kevin energy for this one. That being said, Jake, we need you back. Listen, I'll do anything. We need you back. We had to take some unsavory sponsors for this episode just because, we're just really not hidden like we used to. Just Kevin. I'm Kevin, and it sucks to say, but it's just not the same without Jake, right, guys? So, Jake, I'm willing to offer you $1,000 to return to the podcast for a trial of 5 episodes. That's $200 per episode. We need you back. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll chew off my left arm. Don't need it, but I'll chew it off for you to come back. This is the Jake and Kevin Show, and so far we're on episode 3 of the Crazy Kevin Talks to Himself Chronicles. No, these episodes are pretty good. Come on. All right, so where are we? How much time have we done? 2 minutes almost. All right. $2,000. 2,000. 2 stacks. I can't give you 3 stacks. He's retired, but 2 stacks for 5 episodes. That's 10. 5. Jake, we need you back, buddy. It's about to get very bleak if Jake does not return to the Jake and Kevin Show. The Just and Kevin Show doesn't work. The Justin Kevin Show. If there's any Justins out. Okay. So. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna get this all out of the way. I was planning on shooting this episode earlier. Didn't happen. We'll get into that, whatever. But there's been a lot of travesty, a lot of heartache in the news, and it stinks. I was going to talk about what happened in Texas, but since then, there's been a whole slew of other Garboni going on, and it's terrible. And I don't really want to touch on it too much because I was thinking about this, and this is why I kind of want to blow past this. I just wanted to say like a little thing on it, but I'll say it right now. So it's a lot of things daisy chained together, and we've talked about it. I think maybe 2 episodes ago, 1 episode ago, who knows. We were talking about what the pandemic did to people's mental health. And I mean, mass shootings have been going on. It's a tale as old as time. But no, it just, I mean, is it possible that shootings have been going on like this for the last 20 years? Yes, it's possible. And we just didn't hear about it. And maybe the news cycle has like this sensationalized, negative thing about it where it's like a car crash. You just can't turn away. And I'm just asking you guys to turn away. I mean, this is all I really wanted to say. Turn away. I mean, it sounds kind of. It's ignorance is bliss, but at a certain point, like you can't. It's like in the plane when the flight attendant comes up and they put on the little video. It's like, and remember, please put on your mask before helping those around you. You need to put on your mask before you can help people around you. If you're not doing good, there's no way you're going to be able to help people. So, like, even though, like, yes, you need, like, I guess, like, awareness is good. I mean, but like, I mean, if everybody's aware about it, but nobody's doing anything about it because they're too sad to do anything, and they just want to hide on their couch in their bed, wearing their Snuggie, watching TikToks, and that's not a shot at anybody. That's a very general statement. Then we're doomed. Maybe it's easy for me to say. I've never been a news guy. I've never been a social media guy, so it's easy for me to not look at the news, not look at Twitter, not look at TikTok. I mean, but somehow I still have the best takes. Somehow I'm always up to date. I'm always current. I'm always giving you guys the most informed, not hottest, but hottest, like, ooh, that was hot. Not like hot, like that was controversial. Because I'm always hitting pretty on the mark. And my figures of speech are always right. But yeah, if you feel that sadness bug creeping, or like you just feel like there's so much negativity in the world. Now, I'm not saying it's going to fix anything in the world, but you can definitely get that negativity out of your world. And, okay, this is what I'll say. This is the last thing. No one person can, like, you watching the news or you being aware of this stuff, it's not going to do anything to make the world a better place. You knowing about it, because let's be honest, you're not that influential. Even if you are influential, you're not that influential. Even the most influential person in the world is not really going to make a big difference. What you in the world, in the grand scheme of things, what you can do is make, like, little differences. I don't know, hold the door open for somebody. Like, just brighten someone's day. Do something like just on the very edge of weirdly nice. Because there's something about being too nice. Like, I don't know, maybe for example, you're walking on the sidewalk and you're walking on the sidewalk and there's like a little cafe, a little bistro, and there's a girl, there's a couple of girls sitting at one of the tables in the bistro, and you notice that, hey, one of those girls' Air Force Ones, of course, is untied. So you stop what you're doing, you walk past, you take a knee, boom, you tie your shoe for her. I mean, that was pretty nice, because worst case scenario, she gets up, she trips, she falls into like another person's table, she falls on a knife. It's bad news. However, that's weirdly nice. No need to do that. So I'm saying maybe like just one step shy of tying a stranger's shoes for no reason. That's like some, maybe, Everyone knows what I'm saying. And I always hit the right points. But, yeah. This is the... You know what? We don't need you, Jake. We need you. 2 stacks, not 3 stacks, but this is the greatest podcast on earth. We hit the... This is the real...
Break?
Poop. Actually, gonna mark that down to edit that out. All right, so on a brighter note, since the last podcast, rapper Lil Keed has died. Rest in peace, Lil Keed. And then also, I mean, I haven't looked into it, but Young Thug, the YSL gang, not Gunna, are in some hot water. So we'll be keeping up to date on that, even though I just said I wasn't up to date on it. All right, now to a lighter note. I just want to say, rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. No, I saw... So Gilbert Gottfried, if you guys don't know him, you know his voice. He's the guy who sounds like this. He's the guy who sounds like this. Oh, look at you. He's like one of the most iconic, one of the most unique voices in comedy and media. He passed away, and he passed away a few months ago. But what sparked me is I saw a compilation of Gilbert Gottfried on The Celebrity Apprentice, and if you guys haven't seen it, we're not going to watch it. But if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out after you are done listening to this. Because it's great. I don't... Celebrity Apprentice wasn't... I think it was before my television swing. Maybe. Who knows? But it seemed like it was probably a really... most of the time, I bet that the celebrities were just kissing up to Donnie T. Just yeah, they're obviously trying to win. I think what they do it for charity, probably. Who knows what they were doing it for? I honestly have no idea. But in this compilation is I don't know what it was called, Gilbert Gottfried's most savage moments. It was one of those things. Gilbert, you can tell he just clearly doesn't give an F. He just wants he's just going for the laugh the whole time. Which is awesome. I'll respect anybody who goes for the laugh. They'll throw themselves through a glass window, make themselves look like an idiot for the laugh. All right. Now let's start the episode. But yeah, check out Gilbert Gottfried's stuff. Trying to think one of the other. So if you can find it on YouTube, they took it off YouTube, but comedian Bert Kreischer had a show called Something's Burning, and where he would have his comedian friends come on, and it was a cooking show. He would have them cook food they would cook food all together, and they would just rip jokes and give razz each other a little bit, and it was very funny. So the show was Bert Kreischer, comedian Dave Attell, who is a legend, one of the quickest guys in the biz, and then Gilbert Gottfried, who is quick in his own right. And it was awesome to see Gilbert and Dave just rip back and forth, rip each other, rip Bert, just one-liners, stupid puns, everything. So if you can find that, Something's Burning, first of all, link it to me, because it's not on YouTube anymore unless somebody ripped it and put it back up. But if you guys really want a treat, I don't remember what they were cooking, but yeah, it was great. It's a great watch, so check that out. All right.
I'm so tired. You want to hear something crazy? I don't know if I want to say this on the podcast, but I've been so tired after work lately.
Do you feel tired
If only
midday?
there was something I could do.
Now there is! Cigarettes! Oh, try these doctor-approved cigarettes. Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that. I had to grab a. I had to grab a sip of my Kirkland Colombian cold brew coffee. They're actually really bad. Don't buy them. No, they're my favorite form of coffee. They're my favorite form of coffee. However, sometimes Costco is sold out of them. That's another thing with this. Like, we're in such like a trendy phase of popular culture. Like, I mean, maybe there's always been trends, but with like TikTok and Instagram and just the way like information, like somebody can record something in the morning and it could be a hit by the evening. I feel like just like a regular like fit influencer, like somebody who goes to the gym can go, hey guys, everyone go check out these Premier protein shakes or these Fairlife protein shakes at Costco, Sam's Club, whatever, and then in the next week they're gone forever, indefinitely, gone forever. Aaron Hernandez, gone forever. So I mean, as much as I want to plug that coffee as being my absolute favorite, if it's gone next week, first of all, I mean, yeah, okay, I will be happy because that means that this episode reached more than one blue-collar gentleman. But if they don't sell out, hey, you know what? That's all right, because then that means I get my fix. What were we talking about? Memorial Day happened. I went to the Cubs game. So recently I started working in the area of the city of Chicago, and coincidentally I've been going to more Cubs games this summer. But yeah, I wasn't working on Memorial Day. I was at the Cubs game. We went to the early afternoon game. I think it started at like 12. And it was awesome. It was a beautiful day, ripping hot. We took the train. We had some claws on the train. It was just a great day. My brother went with some friends. We were just having a grand old time. Okay, on the train, actually. On the train, headed to the ballpark. The L. The blue line. One of them. Wow, that was just going to be bad. I'm going to stop it right there. Not like bad. I wasn't going to say something bad. It was just going to be a bad Chicago accent. The Bears. Coach Ditka. On the train, right? Maybe like one stop before we get off. 2 stops before we get off. This guy, he was probably a Latinx gentleman. Nice jeans, belt, big belt buckle, and a flannel shirt tucked in, like a real caballero. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so insecure the way I did that. Sorry video viewers. That was bad. That was so insecure. Okay. So this caballero comes in and he's carrying a black case. He walks right up next to the door, puts the case on the ground. First instinct. Well, 2 years ago, sorry to get back to this. 2 years ago, first instinct is it's a bomb. First instinct now is there's an AK-47 in this case. So I'm watching this guy. Watching him. Opens the case. And, I mean, it wasn't a gun. It was a violin. I'm like, oh, we're gonna get some live music. So I instantly went from to and I sit back. I'm enjoying my mango White Claw. I'm like, let's hear some live music. It's like about to be fine dining right now on this bumpy L ride with my fine mango White Claw. And he gets his violin, gets all ready, gets his bow, rosins up his bow. It starts cracking the fiddle. I mean, I think the fiddle's just the violin. It's just you just play it like the fiddle. But he was ripping for like 2 to 5 minutes straight. Just, I mean, I can't even. It's like some like square dance stuff, and then it made sense. Like, oh, he's wearing the belt buckle. He's got the flannel tucked into the jeans. It's a 90-degree day. This guy's a real caballero. But then he just starts ripping like this honky tonk. No, it was actually pretty ripping. It was pretty good. And I mean, it was awesome because like it was just unexpected. I was expecting some slow classical, like cool, like calm stuff, but he just, it was like the devil went down to Georgia. El Diablo stepped onto the blue line is what this one was called. And then so I'm not kidding. Well, actually, I was about to kid you. So I was going to say I got out my wallet, but here's the thing. Kevin doesn't like things in his pockets. You know what? Hold on. We'll table this. Let's table this. I know pockets are for holding things, but I don't like things in my pockets. I will go out of the only pocket I like things in is this front one right here. I'll put anything in there, but pants pockets, no. Ow. That's why. Oh, you know what? So yeah, inside jacket pocket, banging. I love a good inside jacket pocket. I love a front pocket. Jean jackets with the inside lower pockets. You know what I'm talking about? All my jean jacket, my jean jacket everybody's got repping that jean jacket jersey, knows what I'm talking about with the inside corner pocket. But yeah, I love a jacket pocket. Hate the pants pocket. I mean, a back pocket. Forget that. I don't put never any. The only thing I would ever have in my pants pockets was over the pandemic. I'd have my mask in there, and even that was almost too much. I would do the little bifold back pocket, and I would sit on it and didn't like it. It was like the Princess and the Pea. There better not be a P in my P. P for pocket. Yeah, I'm not a big pocket guy. My phones are too big now. I mean, I got the small 13, iPhone 13. Oh my God. I thought my whole desk was about to cave in right there. I got the small iPhone 13 or the regular one because you can't do the big phone. It's so annoying. Even in the regular iPhone 13, sometimes I go like this and my thumb can't even reach the other end. Like sometimes I can't get it. You know, you guys, I mean, everybody knows that with the phones these days. And my hands I got good sized hands. I mean, you can say all you want about like Jake. Oh yeah, we need him on the podcast. We need Jake on the podcast. But the kid had small hands. So I mean that $2,000 will look nice in his small hands. It'll look like it'll look like $3,000. But like for me, I got some mitts. I mean, it's mostly palm. I've also noticed that it's a lot of palm. But I got gnarly ripper. I don't know if you guys can make that out. Oh my God, we're tabling everything today. Get back on topic. I lost it. What the? Things in pockets. Hate it. I'm on track. We're back on track. Like the L. That's what we were talking about before. Violin. Now I'm back. Okay. But things in my pockets. Okay, yeah. So I said I was going to take out my wallet, but I actually wasn't. Here's why I don't like things in my pockets. I'm always holding my phone in my hand. Phone and wallet in my hand. And the only time I'll slip it in my pocket is if, like, we're walking and it's maybe sketchy to have your phone and wallet in your hand. It's, like, almost enticing. It's like walking around just, like, wearing, like, chicken all over your body at an alligator farm. It's just not... It's not what you want. So unless I have to do it for my safety and my health and my well-being, I will have my phone and wallet in my hand, and I'll walk around like that because, first of all, I'm going to need my phone. It's right there. I'm going to need my wallet right there. Second of all, things in your pockets are so uncomfortable. I got these stacked and jacked, juicy, succulent legs now. So, I mean, unless I get perfectly tailored clown pants, I'm not going to be able to fit nothing in my pocket. So, I said I was going to take my wallet out. I was about to lie. I said, I'm not even kidding. I was about to take my wallet out. That's what I was going to say. We're bringing it back. I already had my wallet out, and I was looking to see if I had, like, a couple singles, maybe even a 5. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I'll toss this guy a 5. Like, he's kind of ripping that fiddle. So, hey, I'll toss this guy. I look at my wallet. I had a buck. I mean, that's all I had. So, I was like, okay, I'm going to toss this guy a buck when he's done. So, our stop's coming up. This is perfect timing. Our stop's coming up. Get up, give the guy a buck, head out. He's ripping. Yeah, that got away from me. As soon as he's done, holsters his bow. Before I can even remove that Washington from its wallet resting place, he turns to his involuntary audience and says, all right, everybody, thank you for being here to listen to my music. I am now accepting tips. I will be walking around and collecting everybody's tips. And then that Mr. Washington went, and I don't know why it was such a big turn. Oh my God, this is such a long story. This is the best podcast ever. I don't know why that was such a turn off for Mr. Washington there. But I don't know. Like, there's something about, like, if he wanted to just share his music, because he obviously cared about it, because it's, I don't know, it's a skill. Playing an instrument, especially like a violin, is a skill that you have to put time towards and learn and care about. So I in my heart, in my mind, I feel for me that if you're gonna play your, like, you're playing like your music, you're doing like what you love to do, then the genuineness of it warrants, like, the tip. Because obviously, I mean, if you're playing instruments in public, in a high traffic area, everybody knows why. It's to get that bag. But there's just something weird about it. And I mean, I respect the hustle, but I feel like he'd be better off just playing his music and then just saying like thank you everybody, and then maybe just hanging out for a little bit, and maybe he'd get but he didn't get. Guess what? After he said that, he didn't get nothing, because he just admitted that, hey, I don't even like doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm hot. This guy's drinking White Claws like a bum at 10 in the morning, and I hate it, so just give me money so I can leave. And that's not what it's about. That's another thing. I mean, I was going to blame TikTok on it, but I mean, that's another tale as old as time. People like want to just like want money, just need money. But and I hope I can always say this, but I will always hang my hat on. I want to provide the best product. I want to do what I love. I want to do what I think is good, what I think is cool, what I think is a good idea, what I think is good production first. And I'm a big believer that you do whatever you think is good, and then if the money comes, amazing. But if it doesn't, that's okay too. Yeah, but there's something about, and it wasn't even like, all right, guys, thank you for listening. I will now be accepting tips, but if you can't, thank you for being an involuntary listener of my music today. If it was that sentiment, it wasn't. But it was more of like he was entitled to tips. Like he just ripped it so hard that people should be throwing flowers and stacks of cash on him. Thank you, everybody. I will now be accepting tips. And who knows, like the kid's story, but he didn't get my buck. And also he jetted out before. He didn't give anybody time. Maybe he was so embarrassed about his maybe he realized that he just ruined his chances by, who knows. But yeah, we went to the Cubs game. It was a good game. They played the Brewers. It was the first game of a doubleheader. It was a good game. It was back and forth scoring, back and forth. And then the Cubs lost, obviously. The Cubs are on a downhill slope, and they're just snowballing out of control right now. Man, they stink. The first, 4 games of the season, they were ripping, and I was thinking, oh, my, what? This is just a ragtag bunch of game, they're just gamesmen. These guys can't, they play hard, but no, we really fell apart. I haven't been watching too much. I've gone to a few games, but I haven't been watching much of the season. I'm a really big Chicago sports fair weather fan. I'll watch Chicago sports when they're doing well. I watched the Hawks when they had their runs. I watched the Bulls in the Ben Gordon, D Rose era. Obviously, I watched the Cubs in 2016. 2016 though I was a Cubs writer. I guess because the 2015 season was so good. But yeah, I'm a fair weather Chicago sports fan, admittedly. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, when we were down in the city, we were looking around, and we loved the environment. We loved everyone's mindset. Everybody was a hustler, even if they I don't know, weren't going about it the right way. I mean, the sentiment of hustling was still there, and it inspired us. Now we're talking about, hey, you know what? Let's do the darn thing. Let's move to the city. Let's go to a Cubs game every week. We want to stumble to a Cubs game and then stumble home. Sounds awesome. And obviously, that's going to be expensive. So that leads us to our next topic. Making money. earning money, saving money. I don't honestly. I mean, I'm an engineer, so I'm kind of a numbers guy, but I'm not really a numbers guy. I'm not really a finance guy. I don't know anything about saving money. That being said, so I've been working for almost 2 months now, and I haven't really spent any of the pay, because it's like the trope, like, oh, you gotta go out on your first paycheck and like celebrate. I mean, it was such a long time coming to get a job. I mean, I should have graduated spring 2020, and my first job started in April 2022. So, I mean, there was nothing really to celebrate. It was like, okay, the fun's over. Let's get down to business. But, I mean, it still feels good to have a job. It feels good to get money. But the hell were we talking about? Saving money. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with saving money. Like, the market's so weird. Stocks are weird. The housing market. Crypto's weird. Like, where do you put your money to make money? That's like a big thing that I've been thinking about. Like, because, I mean, renting, I'll be fine. But it's like one of those things where I'll be barely treading water, which I can't tread water in water, let alone in money water. But no, it's like, obviously when you start to make money, you're just looking for ways to make more money. Especially when you start to spend the money you're making. Money. So yeah, I've been looking into ways to try to make some money, try to get some side hustles. Yeah. So especially because if I'm gonna be paying Jake $200 an episode, $400 an episode, I'm gonna need that money. So that's something I've been looking into a lot, looking into maybe buying an apartment, like a little duplex in Chicago, and renting that out, being a landlord. I've looked into everything: power washing, shoveling. I mean, it's not winter anymore, but I've been very business minded the last few months, and it hasn't gotten me anywhere. I mean, not even close. But who knows? I mean, I keep grinding that axe. One day it's gonna get sharp. But I do have some things pulled up, because I don't know a lick about money. I have some friends. They don't know a lick about money neither. They're all trying to move to the city. They don't work in the city. It doesn't make sense. I'm gonna drive to work. We don't have parking. But either way, found some guys on Reddit that are in the same predicament as me, so maybe we can figure this out together. So first guy, his post is titled, "How much of an apartment can I afford?" Actually, no, it doesn't even say that. How much apartment can I afford? How much apartment can I afford? This is r/personal finance. So who knows? Maybe we get some nuggets. This is exactly this is the state I'm in. So, and this guy is, what's his name? Zikafus. I mean, this guy's foreign. For sure. I want to move out of my parents' place. I'm 25, live in Raleigh. Raleigh? Like Carolina? North Carolina. That's the capital, right? Someone pull that up for me. If I nailed that, that'd be so sweet. Raleigh is the capital city of North Carolina. Boom! Kid knows his geography. Augusta, Maine. So probably not foreign. Probably a good old boy. How much apartment can I afford? How much apartment can I afford? whatever. I want to move out of my parents' place. I'm 25, live in Raleigh, and make $60K a year. However, I feel like I can't afford an apartment. Most everything seems to be around $1,600 a month near me for something decent. How do people afford this? My current expenses are basically just $370 a month car payment, $220 a month gym. We'll keep reading. $6 Spotify. Those are my only reoccurring monthly charges. After my deductions from 401k, I take home about $1,350 every 2 weeks, or approximately $2,700 a month. I don't think it's wise to spend over 50% of my take-home pay on rent. What do I do? Okay. First of all, and I mean, I self-admittedly don't know too much about finance, but I mean, I know a little bit. So he says his only 3 reoccurring charges are $370. Okay, I see what he means. Reoccurring charges, but $370 a month for car, $220 for gym, $6 for Spotify. First of all. Why even include the Spotify? So my only recurring charges are I pay around $800 in mortgage. I got $2,000 in car and boat and motorcycle insurance. I pay $10,000 of rent every year, and also I pay $15 for an Audible subscription. So that's really about it. So I mean, him listing the Spotify after the 2 huge charges just tells me everything I need to know that this guy isn't very good with money. I mean, maybe he wants to be thorough, but second of all, I mean, okay, he's living with his parents, so I guess maybe he doesn't have to pay for food and gas. Maybe his parents pay for that, but that's something he has to take into account if he's living by himself. Food, gas, grass, so right. But the big one, $220 a month for gym. What are you doing? If you're making $60K a year at 25, that's a good salary. You have a good job. There is no way that you should be training enough to make $220 or to pay $220 a month. There's no gym on the planet, bar you're a professional, like a bodybuilder, strongman, or powerlifter at the upper echelon of levels. Either that or you're a professional athlete. But then again, your training centers are provided for you. There's absolutely zero, zilch, none reason to be paying $220 a month for gym. I pay $30 a month for gym, and that's kind of a lot. I probably would have dropped that down to the $10 a month one. But my work pays for $15 of it, so it's 30 minus 15. I mean, if I bumped it down to the 10, it would be free, but kid's not the best with money. Do I use all the perks? No. Would I be fine with the $10 one? Yeah. Doesn't matter? No. If I move out, do I need to save money? So I probably would need that extra $15? Yeah. Should I probably do that and think about it if I move out? Yeah. All right. But the gym is very important. But if you're paying for a gym and the reason the costs are high for that gym is for benefits that do not directly affect how much output you can how much work you can output at the gym, then that money is wasted. If you're paying extra money at a gym for frills, for tanning, for sauna, because they have cool lighting, because the gym looks cool, because there's hot girls there, stop. I mean, we've talked about the gym endlessly on this podcast, and I think it's very clear. If you're a true listener of the podcast and you've listened to every episode, there aren't that many, then you know that there's a hard line between where Jake stands for the gym and where I stand. And I mean, in my eyes, as long as it's heavy and I can lift it over and over again, I'm happy. Now it does stink at like if you're paying maybe for if you're a serious power lifter, I mean, I don't know how much those gyms cost, but not $220. Anyway, that we're getting off topic. Let's see what the people of r/financial advice have to say to this guy. Personal finance, r/personal finance. First guy, how do people afford it? They don't live alone. This is the real answer, the next guy says. The real answer is you split rent with either a roommate, 50-50, or a girlfriend that lives with you. Now, already taken a lot of liberties. I understand where they're coming from. Well, first of all, go get a girlfriend. Go date her for long enough where you feel comfortable moving in with her, and then split it with her. That's like saying, you know what? You can't afford it. Just start making $10,000 more a year. It's like, simple does not mean easy, guys. Come on. Also, I know finding a random roommate or rooming with a fringe friend or rooming with a good friend sounds like a good idea. One, you save money. Two, you get to live with a friend. I mean, if you're finding a random roommate, I mean, that means you're probably not ready to move out, or you just don't know a lot about the world. Here's what I'm saying. Roommates stink. Roommates stink hard. And it is an adjustment thing. Like, yes, it's compromises. It's kind of like a relation. I mean, it is a relationship. Being a roommate, even if you could be best of friends with somebody, living with them, just you two every day, seeing their dishes, seeing their laundry, it's just a different dynamic than just being friends. And trust me, I know this. I have not had a single roommate, not a single roommate where it's been all rainbows and butterflies. And I've had some pretty good roommates where I like them, but it was definitely an adjustment period. It wasn't from day one, it's never the first day where you find the problems. It's like 3 weeks in, a month in, when like the honeymoon phase is over, the new apartment shine is gone, and like their dishes are everywhere. You come home from a long day and there's just garboni everywhere and you're just tired and you don't want to see it, and just anything will make you snap. And now this person's quirks and ticks that they do every single day like finally get on your nerves, and you just lose it. Not violently, but you know what I'm saying. So roommates stink already off the bat. So if you're thinking roommates are your number one go-to, now I know I said that I'm trying to move in with a bunch of friends, but I mean I lived with one of the guys before, and also I think I'm in a place maturity-wise where I think I'd be okay, but who knows. So let's see what the rest of these people have to say. Roommates, no judgment, just curiosity. How do you spend that much money on a gym membership? It's 2 separate gyms, he says. One is an actual gym, the other is a jiu-jitsu gym. Okay, so now it makes more sense. Jiu-jitsu is pretty cool, so it's probably like $20 a month for the gym and then $200 a month for the jiu-jitsu gym. That's pretty expensive, but jiu-jitsu is cool. Yeah. Whatever. I mean, that's still too much for... I mean, to be honest, if you're when you live at home, you have the luxury of being able to afford a jiu-jitsu gym. When you move out, now there's a lot of things you're probably not accounting for. I mean, and this guy's in a very similar boat as I am, except I don't have like these expenses. I don't have a car payment. One, I have just like a hand-me-down car that I don't pay nothing on except for gas. Two, if I moved, I wouldn't bring my car because cars in the city, doesn't matter what city you're in. Think of a city. Cars stink in that city. All right, next question. Did I answer his advice? I don't know what the point of that was, but I don't know. It felt good to know that somebody's in a worse position than me. And you know what? If I rolled with that guy, rolled jiu-jitsu, I'd probably beat him. I'd take his back easily. Next question. Is 3K rent crazy for a one-bedroom? Answer. Yes. Let's keep reading. Am I crazy to consider about doing this for 1 year on my salary in the city? So, I don't know about you guys. I already said I'm not a big social media guy. I'm not a commenter. I'm not a tweeter. I'm not a Redditor. But if I was, let it be known that everything that I put out would be how I intended it to be put out in terms of whatever. Am I crazy to consider about doing this for 1 year on my salary in the city? First sentence of his post. Base is $130K with a $20K bonus. Okay, well then I think my car's paid off, but I'm paying about $10K hospital bills. I got really sick. Is it possible I could find a roommate? I'd like to give myself a break for at least 1 year. Dude, do it. You're making so much money. I don't even know. What? That was an easy one. Give yourself a break for 1 year. Yeah, maybe you don't save as much that year. Maybe like 3K a month. What is that? 36K for the year. You got 150. I mean, you got 10K in hospital bills. It stinks. You got really sick. That's serious stuff. But yeah, I think you deserved it. I think you earned it. King, queen. Didn't say. Next one, last one. Saving for a house feels like an eternity. Now we're back in my area, my neck of the woods. Figures of speech on point. Single guy trying to buy a 1-bedroom condo in a somewhat HCOL city. HCOL. High cost of living. I do that. I'm a finance guy now. See the suit? With the amount I'm saving per month, I don't know who we're looking at just over 3 years for a down payment. Okay. Probably his partner, her partner. Even after buying, that money I have been scraping together is no longer going to savings, but now straight into the mortgage. How does anyone afford to do anything? Well, so that's another thing that we'll end here on. Yeah. I don't think most people can't afford to do anything. They just trick themselves into thinking that, or like whoever the mortgage broker is, that a real thing? People, or like they get tricked into buying houses by the way things used to be done. Like, oh, my parents bought a house when they were 25 and they got married at 26 or whatever. Like, I don't know. We'll end on this. Lately, I'm a really big, I think I've always been this way. Just thinking back on how I operated in my late adolescence and early adulthood. I'm a big proponent of making your own mistakes. Now, they say like, oh, a smart guy is somebody who's something, a wise guy. Oh, a smart guy is somebody who learns from his mistakes. A wise person is somebody who learns from others' mistakes. And meaning that if you see somebody make a mistake, you don't go down that road. Or like initially when I thought like if you see somebody make a mistake, you now know, okay, that was a mistake. That's never going to happen to me. And maybe that's, I think, how people who give advice think too. Like when I was going through school, people were like, you got to get everything done early. You have to try your absolute hardest. You have to put in more effort than you think you should, because then like you fall back down to your training, and then like whatever. You can give all the good advice in the world. And like, and if the person takes your advice and puts it into motion exactly, I mean, that's great. And hopefully they see success from it. But I think that you really can't learn from someone's mistakes, or at least I can't. You can observe what they did wrong, and you can think about what they did wrong. And when that situation comes to you, you can factor that in. Like, you shouldn't just see somebody make a mistake and then completely forget it and think, oh, that'll never happen to me, or like I never need to know that. You definitely need to store that information. But what I'm saying is that it's not that advice, that lesson that you learned isn't going to mean anything until it's happening or happened to you. And I guess I'm speaking from me, but I'm also speaking for everybody. It's like a knucklehead thing to do, but I really think that it's important that you need to make your own decisions, and you need to make your own mistakes, because that's the only way you're really ever going to grow. You could read all the books in the world, you can watch all the videos, you can get all the advice, but if you never go out and do anything, if you never try to do things for yourself or think for yourself, you're never going to figure anything out. And you're not going to know why you're doing what you're doing. Like, there's one thing to say, there's one ting. There's one ting. Jeez, my accents are really off today. All right, this episode is coming to a wrap. If you know, you know. But somebody can tell you every single day, hey, you need to save for retirement. But they're only telling you that because they didn't, and now that's why they know that. Okay, I feel like I had a really good point, and I'm like, it's floundering, and now everyone's like, this kid's so stupid. Like, now I'm not listening to anything this guy says, because he can't make his point. I mean, we're coming to the end of an hour podcast. Sorry if I'm a little spacey noodly. Come on. All right, let's end this strong. It's almost counterintuitive, because obviously when somebody gives you advice, they want the best for you. But it's so hard to take advice when you have no context of what not taking that advice entails. And if you're following me, thank you. If you're not, I mean, it doesn't matter, because you guys got to go out and make your own mistakes and earn your own advice. Like, I think, okay, if I could do school different, if I could go back and give my younger me one piece of advice, say, hey, you must do this, you have to do this, it wouldn't work. I mean, if I went back to school and like restarted school knowing what I know now, part of me wants to think, oh, I would ace school. I would have maybe graduated early. I would have this stellar job. And it's possible, but there's also a possibility of me thinking, well, I mean, I got through it not knowing what I was doing. So now that I know what I'm doing, easy money. This point is really floundering. I sound like such an idiot. I think when somebody you trust, when somebody you think is wise gives you advice, it's definitely important to listen to it and to take it into account, but you should not live by it. You need to do things on your own and do what you think in the moment is good. And I mean, it could really mess you up if you screw up. If you take a big risk and you screw up, or if you don't do something you should and you screw up, the most important thing is like, but that like changes you. Like if where I'm at right now, I mean, I am by no means in like in a very secure place. Like, yes, dude, I'm exactly where I want to be. I can see like there's a lot of hill to climb, and I've kind of had a rocky road the last 2 years, but I wouldn't change it. I mean, screwing up is awesome. It sucks in the moment, but when you get through it and you look back and you've learned all the lessons and you've went through all the hardships, like if I lived life perfectly up till now, I mean, I wouldn't be who I am today. I mean, could that be a good thing? Yes. Maybe I would probably be I'd be making more money. I mean, even though as stacked and jacked and juicy and succulent as I am right now, I'd probably be healthier, you know? But it's like that gristle, that those screw-ups and build-ups and fall-downs and get-ups, that's like what gives somebody gristle, somebody like true. Like if you live life just like, if you let everybody around you just control your life and you're just like a puppet of like everything best to do, then it's just you're not building personality, you're not building character. Sure, maybe on the outside you could be looking like a beast, but you're not actually a person. Like it's all of like the pitfalls and things that like turn you into a person. What I'm saying is you got to make your own mistakes. I really truly believe that. From now on, if somebody asks me like, "Oh, what would you do? What would give a piece of advice?" No matter what I say to them, even if they take it and they live by it, it's like it might not lead them to success, or they're not going to take it and they're not going to do it, and then they're just going to learn it the hard way. But that's good. So what I would say is make your own mistakes, make your own decisions too. We'll end it on this. So you got to make your own decisions, because if you let other people make decisions for you, if you go and seek advice for every decision, everything that you do in life, and it doesn't work out, you're going to blame the person who gave you the advice, right? Even though you went out to the advice, and subconsciously in your head, you're going to think, like if I wish I could have just did this myself. Because if you do it yourself, you have no one else to blame but you. So it's like, that was me. Now, like, I got to sit in this. This is my bed. I got to lay in it. If you let somebody else make your decisions for you all the time, then your pitfalls, your mistakes aren't yours. So like maybe like there's like certain amount of detachment, like you lose accountability, perhaps. I mean, at least that's the way I think about it. But yes. I mean, even if you think you're a screw up, if you think like I'm down in the dumps, but all you have to do, all you have to do. I mean, it just feels so good to get yourself out of something, or to look back at something and say, here's where I went wrong, but I'm never doing that again. And now you know why. It's like learning an algorithm or an equation. And I'm sorry, in physics or in math, if you guys have taken, like, I don't know, those courses, they'll give you an equation, and then most of the times the professor or the teacher will derive it, and usually it doesn't really do anything. It's just like, but a lot of times oh my god. All right, we'll end it here, but make your own mistakes, make your own decisions, because when you make your own decisions and it's a mistake, you'll know why the mistake happened. Whereas if somebody made the decision for you and it was a mistake, you just like, you don't know why it happened. You might know why, but you could also be thinking, well, yeah, it was a mistake because I listened to that guy. I mean, yeah. You know what, guys? Thank you for sitting through that. I know it got rough, probably. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. Yeah, and honestly, if there's people out there that want to donate to the Get Jake Back Fund, because I mean, like we said, like listen, maybe there was some high points in that episode. Maybe I was ripping for a little bit, but that last 10 minutes was pretty tough. So if you guys want to get Jake back on, we're gonna put it together a lump sum of money and try to get Jake back on for at least 5 more episodes. What do you guys say? Jake, we need you back. We'll do anything.